Use the referral link in the description to g2a.com for all of your Xbox codes, PlayStation codes and video games, and be sure to use the code CHES at checkout to get yourself 3% cash back. Hey guys, welcome to episode 5 of season 2 here at Newcastle United. We find ourselves in the relegation zone after the opening 2 games of the Premier League season, but we're joined at the bottom by both Manchester sides. So I don't think there's too much to worry about at this early stage. We've Tottenham away to start things off today. We then have a cup game against Coventry midweek, which would be a great opportunity for all of the new, very promising youngsters we have at the club now, including Toby Mitchell, Jan Roth, we have Guerrero as well, the young centre-back, Vega in centre-mid alongside Mendoza, we have Kuhn as well, who could make an impact off the bench, and new guy that I've just called up, Blurb as well. 4-star skills on him, 5'7", 16 years of age, potential of 82 to 93, I believe, is what it said in my youth squad before I called him up. Let's have a look. Has the potential to be special. So mid-90s for Albert Blurb. Some incredibly promising youngsters at the club right now, and hopefully they can get off to a good start with their life at the club in that game against Coventry. We are still waiting for transfer offers for a couple of larger players, Modoyame and Yoshinori Muto. Waiting to sell him on, most importantly, because I could do with the money, to be fair, for the January transfer window. Modoyame is not worth much, but he's on 40.5 grand a week, which is a big chunk. Henri Saive hopefully will be leaving us to Spal sooner rather than later. We've brought in 4 players this year. Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Kennedy returning from loan spells last year. Wan Bissaka from Crystal Palace and Dennis Zakaria from Mönchengladbach. So very pleased to have had those 4 join us. We of course had Diego Reyes and Salvio on the right hand side join us too on pre-contract. So we are fully looking like a decent team right now. Unfortunately the results haven't gone our way, but it's only a matter of time before they turn. We are aiming, and the board would like us to aim, for Europa League spot next season, or for Europa League football next season. So I'd very much like to start getting points on the board sooner rather than later. We will start with this game against Tottenham and just wait and see how we do. I'm not expecting too much against Spurs, especially away from home, but stranger things have happened in this career mode. Drop the video a like if you enjoy. Subscribe to the channel, of course, to make sure you don't miss out on any more. My player episode will have gone live earlier on this afternoon, so check the channel page for that if you missed it, and we'll crack on. Right, Tottenham's starting lineup. Michel Vorm in goal. Trippier, Sanchez, Lejeune, who we've sold to them in this window, and Danny Rose. Danilo Pereira alongside Eric Dyer. Pereira is a new signing at Spurs. Sissoko, Ericsson and Son with Harry Kane up top. They are missing Dele Alli, who has been sold in this window. They also, as you may have seen there, have Luka Modric on the bench. So Danilo Pereira and Luka Modric both in to replace the outgoing Dele Alli. I think Dele Alli went to Paris Saint-Germain for about 70 million. I'll show you in the menus once we get back to them. And then they brought in Modric and Danilo Pereira here, Spurs. So they're strengthening. Playing former Newcastle. What an awful first touch from Christopher Wagner. Former Newcastle man Moussa Sissoko floated the ball into the box. And what is that first touch? Unbelievable. It's just bounced off him. Straight to Christian Eriksen, who's just side-footed at home. A gift for Tottenham. Well, that was particularly poor from Christopher Wagner. We've decided to give him the starting spot ahead of Diego Reyes for the time being, because he has such good potential. But he certainly is going to need to improve on that sort of performance. That was disgusting. In a game like Tottenham away, you need everything to go in your favour. And to be completely honest, I could really do without hindrances like a terrible touch like that leads immediately to an opposition goal. We're on the back foot immediately away from home here against Spurs. We could really have done without that. Here's Moussa Sissoko. Might look for Harry Kane and does. Kane looking for the space. Wagner tries to get the tackle in. Somehow Kane rides both challenges. Sissoko, Kane, Trippier into Ericsson, their goal scorer. Gets it back on his right foot, although he does have 5-star weak foot. Ericsson played in again. Good save by Dubravka. Keep that in. Well done, Eduardo Salvio. Great pace. Wow, Tottenham starting off very much on the front foot and caused me all kinds of problems here in the opening few moments. Already 1-0 down, very nearly 2. Can we make it 2-1 though? Salvio's driving down the line here, whips the ball into the middle. Finds only Davinson Sanchez. Zakaria will pick up the loose ball though. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, what looked like was going to be a nice turn. Get it in there to Kennedy, who's turned well. He's up against Kieran Trippier. Kennedy's in the box and equalises. Great finish from Kennedy. He had a terrible time of things last episode, but that is a great response. Not only to his poor performances, but to going 1-0 down early doors here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. 1-1 inside 20 minutes. And that couldn't have been much more top bins if he tried. Great finish. Salvio. Loftus-Cheek in there to Zakaria. Iosi just squeezes it off to Ruben. And here's Iosi Perez again on his left foot. We lead. 2 goals in 5 minutes. We've turned it completely around on its head. Didn't see that coming after 3 minutes when we went 1-0 down, did you? Unbelievable turnaround here. 1-0 behind early doors, and then before we know it, we're actually leading the game. I thought about playing Kennedy through, but he just ran offside. And on Iosi Perez's weaker left foot, he fires us in front here away from home. I've no idea how this game is going to end, but I can't wait to play the rest of it. Incredibly entertaining so far. Into Danilo Pereira. Oh yes, Zakaria. That's the sort of strength and defensive prowess we bought you for. Let's pass into Ruben Loftus-Cheek, to be fair. Here's Christian Eriksen. Son, good save to Pravka. He hit that well enough. And Chilwell keeps it in too. Tottenham certainly have had chances to go 2-0 up. And before we even scored our first. And now to bring it back to 2-2. But they can't find a way past Dubravka for a second time. Maximilian Philip will look for Kennedy out wide here. And I've got runners at the back post and in the middle. We'll look for the one at the back post. Salvio helps it on, but Danny Rose cuts it out. Ruben Loftus-Cheek made a great run. You can see him discussing the opportunity with Eduardo Salvio, shall we say. Complaining at his teammate. That's a great cross from Wan-Bissaka. Kennedy can't win the header against Trippier, but Zakaria could get to that first. But Moussa Sissoko is the one that wins the foot race. 6.5 minutes to go till half time. He's sold me there. And it's still 2-1 Newcastle. Picked off by Ruben Loftus-Cheek from Eric Dyer. Picked off by Danilo Pereira from Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Tottenham looking to equalise before half time. Pereira into Kane. Nice tackle by Ben Chilwell. Putting the pressure on though. And defending high, Tottenham. Very high. Throw to come in here. Trippier will get it back there to Danilo Pereira. Sissoko to Dyer. Eriksen. Is there one more chance in the half before the break? Son twisting one way then the other. Driving forward on his left-hand side. His weaker foot. Looks for Harry Kane but doesn't find him. We will lead at half-time here away from home. This could be a huge 3 points at this stage of the season. We get there nicely to Iosi Perez. Here's RLC. Perez is there again. Options around me, including Philip. Oh, I just need to play the one extra pass. It will actually reach Kennedy. Good save by Michel Vorm. Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Oh, that's determination for you. Ensuring he gets to the ball first. Eduardo Salvio will get it into Ruben. And he's got a bit of space for this shot. Danilo Pereira closes me down very quickly. We went for Michel Vorm there. We might well have been 3-1 up and out of sight. Oh, good header by Moussa Sissoko. They've got some very tall, strong physical presences in the box. Proving so just there. We're going to have to go backwards just to keep possession here. But forward to Zakaria. Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Here's Salvio. One way, then the other. Drop the shoulder. That's not quite worked as well as I'd anticipated. And Davinson Sanchez has defended that superbly well. Tottenham will come away on the counter. But we'll slow them up, make them go sideways rather than forwards. And we'll keep our 2-1 lead intact for now. It's Luka Modric time. It's coming on for Eric Dyer. Definitely more of a forward-thinking player than the Englishman. Christian Eriksen to take the delivery. Could go short. Hasn't. It's a decent whip. Sissoko's up. They are a threat from set pieces, Tottenham. Players like Danilo Pereira, Moussa Sissoko, Davinson Sanchez. They are always going to be an aerial threat from set plays. But so far, we've been able to keep them out in the air. Loftus-Cheek. Oh, poor pass from him. Expect much better in that situation. We could have sent a player away for a third goal, and that, I would like to think, would finish it off. Transfer confirmed. Mesut Ozil's gone back to Germany, to Bayern Munich. All the big moves going through in this window. None, unfortunately, for us, because we don't have the finances to be able to make big moves right now, nor the ability to attract players of that calibre. But who knows, a successful second season here. We might well be generating the prize money needed for big transfers like that, and having the stature in the game to be able to attract players like that. That's the aim, the ultimate aim for this second season. Even though we started off with 2 defeats, we are aiming for European qualification this year. Unfortunately, at this point, what a tackle from Zakaria. Really good. Kennedy to the Swiss. The Swiss? The Swiss? I don't know why I said it like that. Maximilian Philip with a bit of space, deflected over the bar. Still looking for a third goal. We'll try and nod this back across goal again. I'm going to have to start taking corners short against sides like this, because I just don't have the physicality up top to be able to deal with big players. 13 minutes to go. Still 2-1 Newcastle. Shelby, nice ball into Maximilian Philip. Spin back the other way, then look for Salvio. Cut out nicely by Danny Rose. Perhaps should have played that through the air. Danilo, Eriksson. Not now, please. Musa Sissoko. Good block by Ben Chilwell. Somehow still drops back to the Frenchman off Kennedy. Play around nicely. A bit of space for Christian Eriksen on the edge of the box. That is never good news. Max. Oh, poor from Philip Max off the bench, but thankfully the shot was straight at the keeper. That would have been a way to throw away a victory away from home against Spurs, wouldn't it? As if the first goal wasn't bad enough. Here's Maximilian Philip. Inside to Jonjo Shelvey. Out to Philip Max. I think just the fact that we're at this part of the field and there isn't much time left means that we are going to get the victory here. But if we can get a third, then that would be beautiful. The shot deflected into the arms of Michel Vorm. And there is the final whistle. 3 points against Spurs. Didn't see that coming. I'll be completely honest. I certainly didn't expect that at the beginning of the episode, but we will most certainly take it. A very good competitive game from us as well. They were better on the ball, but we were better. Oh, Everton beat Arsenal by 2-0. Everton, of course, were up in the top 4 last season for the majority of the season. In fact, they were top of the table for the majority of this season. Tottenham, last year's champions. So we've actually beaten them. Maybe without Dele Alli, they aren't as good as they used to be. I'll show you here now. Dele Alli, 70.7 million to PSG. Modric was 56.2 and Danilo was 48.8. So big moves for Tottenham in this window. But so far, they haven't proved to be worthy champions. Or at least worthy of retaining said championship. Not on that performance anyway. Up next for us is Coventry away, and it will be a chance now for the kids to impress. Hello. Not quite at the Coventry game yet, and we have had an email to let us know that Monaco have offered for Muto. They've offered 10.2 when he's valued at 9.5. But I would like to try and maximise the amount of money we can get from this deal with Muto to potentially give us the best possible chance. I mean, Monaco have some money. They'll probably give me... Oh, I was hoping they'd come up quite a bit from there. They haven't. I'll ask for 17.5. I'm trying to get them to come up towards 15. They're getting there slowly. And I'm coming down slowly. And hopefully they'll meet me midway. No, they're not going to. Fine, Muto stays for the time being. There's no point just letting him go on the cheap. I'm wanting to maximise the profit we can get from any particular player sales. 2 further emails. Another transfer from Muto, this time from Athletic Club in Spain. Again, we shall negotiate. Now, in real life, Atletico Bilbao, of course, only sign players from the Basque region of Spain and France. However, in FIFA, they don't live up to that. They're not willing to come anywhere near Muto for 20 million. That's fine. A transfer from Bayern Munich for Jonjo Shelvey, which I shall be rejecting. Still waiting for that Henri Saivet deal to go through, which would be nice if that could happen sooner rather than later. But let's jump into the game against Coventry now. Give the kids a run out and see if they're any good. Clark Harris out to Shipley. Nice tackle by DeAndre Yedlin. Harsh but fair. He's got the pace to get to that. There you get to Mendoza. Their first touch is on the ball as a Newcastle player. Max down the line to Bourne. His first touch on the ball as a Newcastle player. He gives the ball away, actually. Kelly forward to Jake Clark-Harris, but he's given the ball away. This is a great opportunity for the youngsters being involved in this game. Mendoza will poke that for Dwight Gale, who will look to run onto it. Oh, it's looking for off. might not reach him. It hasn't quite. Really good opportunity for the youngsters here to impress and just get some first team minutes to hopefully grow in stature. We might consider this, considering the first season went better than we imagined it would. Berm is in here. Berm misses. Perhaps I should have finessed that with less power. Poor opportunity, or good opportunity, poor finish. But this could be considered as a transitional season for us. We did better last year than we expected, so we have more confidence in the players that we have at the club, first team players we have at the club. So we could use this as a season to get these youngsters trained up to maybe become absolute stars of season 3. But we have to ensure that we get the points on the board in the Premier League to start things off. But cut runs would be superb. Oh, and unfortunately Mendoza can't quite find Dwight Gale there. Starting on promising terms here though. Here's Jones in the box though for Coventry. Cross could come in, it does, and Guerrero is there. Another one of our youngsters starting here in this one. Kelly to Shipley. Coventry pushing forward as well, giving as good as they've been getting so far. And Kelly finishing as well as we've finished so far. Awfully. Shank. To Mitchell. Down the line to DeAndre Yedlin. Driving forward, still going. And closed down well by Mason. Into the middle there. Gale with a good first touch. Twisting and turning away. Mitchell. Oh, here's Mendoza. Shot blocked at source by Kelly. Good build-up play from us. No final products yet from either side. I don't think it'll be a 0-0 draw. Not the way that both sides have started off on the front foot and attacking from the off. Into Dwight Gale. Poke that through for Jan Roth. Racing through. Short there to Mendoza. Around the corner to Berm. Good opportunity here. We'll look to pull it back to a teammate. And Mendoza. Oh! Wow! Gilted's chance. Mendoza will not have an easier opportunity in this game. And he skied that. Clark Harris into Bakayoko. To Clark Harris again. Nice tackle by Reyes. Although giving it straight to Coventry man, but that's a terrible shot. The quality of finishing in this game isn't up to standard so far. We need really a chance to drop to Dwight Gale, who's on the ball now, to get the best quality we have in this starting 11 up top. As of yet, chances have fallen to the players that don't have finishing stats of above late 50s, early 60s at best. So I am needing to learn how to play with players that are that low rated, which will be, it's a good effort, which will be good practice when we do the Road to Glory series. But for the time being, these kids need to improve. Nice little McGeady spin. Forward there to Roth. Back to Mitchell. Mendoza. Around the corner looking for Berm. Can't get past the defender. Mendoza steals it back though. Who finds Roth. Who finds Berm again. Who's turned here. And Berm straight at the keeper. Again, the quality of finishing not good enough, but at least this one was on target. It's a start. Let's move forward in the second half and score some goals. Mitchell. Nice run being made by DeAndre Yedlin. Shipley sent to the floor. Mitchell in there to Dwight Gale, who's turned well. Dwight Gale, that is the quality that's been missing, and Dwight Gale's the man to provide it. Newcastle 1, Coventry 0 inside 5 minutes of the second half. It's the first time he's had the chance to have a shot on goal, Dwight Gale, and he's taken it with a great finish. Good touch to get past the defender, and he's put his foot right behind it. You can see Berm there just ducking underneath it. Might well have hit his teammate there had he not ducked out of the way. Oof, really not far away from cracking him on the back, but into the back of the net it goes. 1-0 Newcastle. Through the gap there to Clark Harris. Here's Bakayoko. Turns away from me well, but Vega tracks back. Although his pass is poor. Go powering through one challenge. Guerrero with a good block. We will be able to get it away. Forward to Dwight Gale. Quickly in there to Roth. Goes short there to Vega. And DeAndre Yedlin's on the overlap. Toby Mitchell's down the line. Turning side well. Vega. See DeAndre Yedlin making a good run. And he'll have the pace to get to that. Cross could be good. It is good. It might yet drop. It hasn't quite. 25 minutes to go. Still 1-0 Coventry. I'm contemplating making a change. And in fact, I will do here for Mendoza, who's starting to show some fatigue. Other than that, we'll leave it as is for the time being. The side playing well. we could get a second, though, that would really firm up the result. And there's going off for Shelby. In fact, Jonjo will take a touch of the ball here as it's thrown to him. Inside there to Vega, who spins well, but Agogo manages the turn. And we aren't able to get another chance on goal. Diego Reyes trying to get the ball off the Coventry man there and can't. Here's Jones down the right now for our hosts. Good ball in. Shelby hacks away. Well, Max keeps that in play. Blurb shows great strength there, but somehow it's dropped back to Jones. Oh, that could be dangerous. It is, but not the way Freddie Woodman intended on saving that. He went with his hands. The Coventry man beat him to it, and it hits him in the midriff to go out for a corner. Shipley to deliver. His dead ball delivery has been decent so far, but on that showing, they're not going to be scoring any goals. Burn. Max on the overlap. Driving down the line. You see Jonjo Shelby at the back post, so we will look for him. Oh, off the bar from Jonjo. Oh, it's going to drop back to him and into the back of the net this second attempt. It's the senior players that are making the difference in this game. But youngsters are certainly being involved and having some good experience from this. But Jonjo Shelby, as set up by Philip Max and Dwight Gale with the goals. 2-0 now with 15 minutes to go. Corner for Coventry. Shipley will deliver it. It's not the worst delivery in the world. Header was probably on target, but comfortable enough for Woodman. And that should be game over now. We had to rely on the quality of our first team players, but the kids certainly have played well. We had chances with them as well, to be fair. Burn with an opportunity, and I can't remember whether it was Mendoza or Vega that had the effort in the first half at this end of the pitch, or pulled it back to him and he skied it over the bar. But if we could get slightly better with finishing with those youngsters, then certainly they could have a part to play this season. Their overall play was good, so they might be able to slot in like one youngster or two into the first team for the odd game rather than like 5 or 6 like we have done for this one. But a good performance, a good victory, and we're through to the next round of the Cup. Cambridge currently drawing 0-0 with Huddersfield Town after 75 minutes. Go on, boys. City only beating Plymouth by 2-1. Not sure whether Cambridge actually got through there or not. Transfer offer for Calland Watts. Sure, I really don't want him at the club. He's not going to do anything for me, ever. So we'll move him on. But transfer deadline day is on the horizon now. We've had a match rescheduled. Presumably that's for the Cup and scouting updates. So we had a transfer offer for Wagner from Hertha Berlin that we should be rejecting. Yes, he had a terrible mistake in the first game against Spurs, but thankfully it didn't cost us long term. Now, have we got any star youngsters in the making here? Doesn't appear like it on that one. How about from Spain? Not there. Not there. Nor there. Or there. Or there. Or there. Or there. Okay, Spain not being too productive for us this month. Germany, no. No. 73 to 94, 60,000 valuation. No. 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 And no. Okay, so it's a bit of a dud month, but we have been spoilt with the quality of our youngsters so far. So let's go and... Oh, I do have another email. What is that? What is that? Saive sold at last. Oh, I've been waiting for that transfer to go through forever. Spal finally able to agree contract terms. Still the 3 Tottenham deals, the biggest of the transfer window so far. But let's see what gets spent on deadline day. 90 million... Sorry, make that 160 million spent on deadline day. Transfer talks broke down for Watts. And a loan offer for Guerrero that we shall reject. We decided that we will be keeping these youngsters at the club. What was that deal then? No, it wasn't bigger than any of the Tottenham ones, but some big deals going through. Villalba moving to Lorient. Arsenal made some big deals so far. Ozil obviously leaving. 213 million spent on deadline day so far. Make that 282 million spent on deadline day so far. A loan offer for Wagner, we shall reject. From Liverpool. Interesting. Why would Liverpool want Wagner on loan? Very peculiar to see size like that coming from my players on loan. 304 million now spent. We break the 300 million barrier. Philip Max is going to stay, thank you, although that's a big bid from Napoli. 4 million overvaluation. Weigl, Cedric and Meunier in at Arsenal. They've had a big window there. Look, 68 million spent and 70 odd million made. So they're actually making a net profit. Kolasinac, Martinez, Ozil and El Neni leaving. Meunier, Cedric coming in. Transfer for Muto. Right, Burnley, they might have some money. Negotiate. Can we get Muto out of the club? I'll ask for 18. 20 seemed to put everybody off previously. Will Burnley give me 18? 12.2. Okay. I am being slightly greedy here and being slightly too high with my counter offers, but I mean, if I can get 13-14, then I'll get 13-14. I'm just trying to move that way. Maybe I'll start countering. We're starting at 16 and then come down to 13-14. I guess they offered me 12.2, but I want to maximise on my potential profit, don't I? Because, let's be honest, the players that we need to bring into the club need to be of quality, and I'm not going to be able to do that with only 22 million sat in the bank. I'm going to need to maximise the Muto deal to ensure that if we are to make a transfer in January, it's good enough. Over £550 million spent on transfer deadline day so far, with only 1 hour to go. So the biggest deals of the window: Modric, Danilo Pereira and Dele Alli still. Arsenal, Weigl, Cedric and Meunier in, with Kolasinac, Martinez, Ozil, El Neni and Laurent Koscielny leaving Arsenal as well in the final few hours. Cook leaving Bournemouth. They haven't signed anyone. Murphy in at Brighton with Lato and Achanak, maybe, leaving. Lato obviously played against us for Brighton when they beat us earlier on in the season. Big window for Burnley. Zinchenko, Toure, Gilbert and Arnold in for almost 50 million. Lowton and Pope leaving. Chelsea sell Loftus-Cheek to me and Kennedy to me. Gary Cahill also left. They didn't sign a single player. Chelsea. Peña, Bentaleb, Lima and Gomez in at Palace, with Wan-Bissaka coming to me, Dan Townsend and Van Aanholt leaving. McKennie, Borthwick, Jackson, Verber and Tufan in at Derby, with Tomori and Martin coming in. Fernandinho in at Everton, interesting. Kenny, Onyekuru, Connolly, Robinson and Mina out. Everton having a big clear out. Velkovic in at Fulham with no departures. Ait Benacer, Blake and Bueno in at Huddersfield, with Lerver and Diakabi going out. Leicester, Mane, Tasquilio, Folland, Hayden and Diawara in at Leicester. Big window for them. Benkovic and Ndidi leaving. Ndidi is a player that's very good. I'll be interested to see where he's gone. Danny Ings, Alexander Arnold and Joe Gomez out of Liverpool. No incomings. Borthwick, Jackson and Pereira out at United. No incomings. We spent 58.7. We received 63.2. Making a positive window. Modric, Peretta, Leone and Pereira in at Tottenham. And then Mario Gaspar and Dele Alli out. Mario Gaspar, a signing they made in the first season, have subsequently sold him on again. Clark Salter, Lowton and Longstaff in at Swansea, with Roberts and Mulder going out. Hoban and Femenia in at Watford. West Brom signing Maori, Plow, Martinez, Varda and Huang Hee-chan, with Zhang Yuning, Field and Gibson Rodriguez leaving. Obviously needed to be a big window for those that are coming up from the Championship into the Premier League again. Zanelli and Adama out at Wolves. Adama out at Wolves. I would have thought he would have been one of their most influential players. He's certainly always difficult to play against. 4 emails. You scored monthly report. What's... Real Betis. Transfer for Muto outside of the window. At least it means we know we might be able to guarantee ourselves the money in January, though. Let's go for... I'll start at 16. I'm perhaps being a little bit unreasonable with my negotiations here for Muto, but if I can get 14 and a half, 12.7 again. Oh, come on. Just give me that little bit more. Just give me that little bit more. It's not too much to ask for. Thank you. 13 and a half. I said I wanted 13 to 14. Well, we've gone slap bang down the middle. We do have 2 youngsters still, of course, in the youth setup. Elliot Phillips, our scout future star, 77 to 94 potential for him. These are his potential stats, not his current stats, obviously. And then Declan Jackson, currently 15 years of age, central midfielder that could be okay with some growth potential to get into the late 80s, I believe. But the side we're playing next, West Brom, are right there with us in 15th in the table. The 3 points against Spurs have done very well for us. Manchester City have lost all 4 of their opening games. What on earth is going on at the Etihad? Scored 2, conceded 7. Explain that to me. Manchester United haven't yet won a game either, though if they win their 3rd game, they will probably go above us. Although, to be fair, we could beat West Brom and stay above them, because we've only played 3 as well. Tottenham won their opening 3 games and then lost to us. Haha. I'm quite pleased that we were able to beat Tottenham, and with another victory, we could shoot up into the top half with the amount of teams that have played 4 games already. So that'll be where we end today. Tomorrow we will play West Brom. We'll play the second game of the episode as well, and then have the traditional post-transfer window squad reports. We can see who's growing and by how much, and which players are looking like they're probably going to grow the best. And then we'll be able to start training elsewhere. Going to start utilising those presets moving forward from now. So drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel too to make sure you don't miss out on more. Please do show your continued support on the channel, and I'll see you next time.